Many years ago, we learned this song in Calcutta. When we moved to Darwin, I found that the weather was very much like Calcutta, but the summer, or the wet season as they call it here, seemed hotter than I'd ever experienced before. Possibly it was the lack of pollution and the fact that there are no tall buildings and hence no shadows to hide under. But here, if you go on a long walk, you need to stay hydrated. Make sure you take a bottle of water, you carry a hat or a cap, and sunscreen. Otherwise, you could die of heat exhaustion. Okay, maybe not die, but you could get really sick. If you've ever gone on a walk and have felt thirsty, you know what it feels like to get your throat dry and parched. Well, in life's journey, very often we wander along aimlessly. And during that journey, because we are traveling so far and wide, we may get not just physically thirsty, but spiritually thirsty as well. And you cry out for a drink. It seems like everlasting life is just a fairy tale or a dream. As you travel in this earth's dark wilderness, you realize that the earth that we live in is beautiful, but there is also so much pain, hardship, and sorrow. And when you think of that, you realize that sometimes, even though you're not alone, you feel alone. But never fear. Remember that God is with you every step of the way. He sent His only begotten Son to die on the cruel cross of Calvary, to bear your sin and mine. Of course, you may say, oh, I don't believe all that, but none of us can claim to be perfect. None of us can claim to be righteous. So if you're looking for life with something more, there's refreshing water flowing now from Calvary's Hill. It's time to leave your past behind, climb God's hill and find heaven's answer to your soul's deep need. Water from the rock, or wandering aimlessly, thirsting endlessly, is the next song that we'll sing. Possibly it's a new song for many of you, but it's a beautiful song, and I hope you learn it and sing it along with us. Wandering aimlessly, thirsting endlessly, all I found was bitter water from an earthly stream. How my soul did cry, how I feared to die. Everlasting life was but a dream. Water from the rock is what I needed, water from which no one is denied. And when I came to Christ for my salvation, I found Jesus was the rock that satisfied. In this wilderness, earth's dark wilderness, He was smitten with a rod from His Father's hand. All my sins He bore as He suffered more than this human mind can understand. Water from the rock is what I needed, water from which no one is denied. And when I came to Christ for my salvation, I found Jesus was the rock that satisfied. If you're looking for life with something more, there's refreshing water flowing now from Calvary. Leave your past behind, climb God's hill and find heaven's answer to your soul's deep need. Water from the rock is what I needed. Water from which no one is denied. And when I came to Christ for my salvation, I found Jesus was the rock that satisfied. Sing it once more with me. Water from the rock is what I needed. Water from which no one is denied. And when I came to Christ for my salvation, I found Jesus was the rock that satisfied. You know how much I love finding out the history behind a song? I've searched and I've found absolutely nothing. So if there's anyone out there who has watched this video and sung along with me, if you know anything about this song, I would be so grateful if you could share it. All I know is that reading the lyrics, it's obvious that there is an allusion to the book in the Bible, which is Exodus, in which the children of Israel were traveling through the wilderness and they were so thirsty. They were getting really upset and angry with Moses, who was leading them. And yes, God gave them water. It was a miracle. The rock that Moses spoke to produced water. Once again, there was another time when Moses struck the rock and water flowed through. Of course, he was not supposed to do that, but God still honored the people's desire for water, which was so necessary. And so not only do we need H2O, but we need spiritual water, which God is longing to give us. So I hope we remember that. Take care and God bless.